Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Kayla Keating and I'm the Head of Department for the Foundation Phase here at the Bridge Assisted Learning School. It's an exciting time today as we're going to be discussing all things speech therapy with our two therapists here at the Bridge, Robin Barlow and Zuleika Ghulam. You will also be introduced to our intern educational psychologist, Arifa Karim, who works with our children here at the Bridge, and she does primary care, and it's an exciting time, so enjoy.
Hi everyone, my name is Arifa and I am the intern educational psychologist at the Bridge School. I focus primarily on children's emotions. As you know, if their emotions aren't regulated, they're going to struggle in the classroom environment. So I provide primary care. What this entails is I address issues as they happen during the day. This could be a fight with a friend on the playground. They could come to school really upset. I provide them with the care and support that they need to perform optimally in the classroom setting. I also provide internal assessments that covers a range of areas. This includes cognitive assessments that look at IQ scores, scholastic assessments that look at their learning potential. I then provide feedback to the teachers and we work together to be able to provide your child with the best support that they need in the classroom environment. I also provide classroom strategies that help support children that have ADHD and oppositional defiance disorder, providing holistic care to support your child in the best possible way.
Hello, this is the speech therapy department at the Bridge School. I'm Robin.
And I'm Zuleika, and today we're going to talk a little bit about speech therapy at the Bridge.
So we can begin by talking about what is speech therapy. Speech therapy is the broad name for a group of allied health professionals who work on increasing people's communication. Among those things, we also work on providing safe feeding strategies for people. Communication is generally defined as how we express ourselves, our thoughts and feelings between people, whether that is by gestures, words, pictures, or verbally. As a speech therapist, we work very closely with doctors, the teachers, caregivers, and other therapists so that we can provide really holistic care for the patient.
So what to expect from a speech therapist? Your child will be identified by a teacher or a therapist, or maybe even you yourself. Your therapist, teacher, or the person that identified the child will then refer the child to the speech therapy department or a speech therapist. The speech therapist will then do a case history and a standardized, which is formal or informal assessments on your child to determine their difficulties. You'll then receive a report with recommendations. At the Bridge, we work closely with the teachers, the other therapists, the OTs, physios, any dietitians, anyone, doctors that are seeing your child, and we develop goals and a treatment strategy which we then put into place. The frequency of therapy that your child receives will be determined based on their speech therapy needs, goals, and time. We set SMART goals and then determine whether it needs to be weekly therapy, bi-weekly, or maybe every alternate week.
So now that we know how the process of referring works, why would your child be referred for speech therapy? Children present with a variety of issues, but predominantly the things that we see as speech therapists include fluency, maybe articulation disorders. So if your child is saying swide for slide, or seep for sheep, or maybe they have a lisp, that's an articulation disorder, we would treat that. We would also treat any language delays or barriers to learning that would impact the ability of the child to communicate and express themselves accurately. We would also work on things that underlie literacy. So these skills are called your phonological awareness skills. We also work on auditory processing. Our skill sets are not limited to children though, and we do also work with adults who have suffered a head injury or possibly a stroke.
So what do we predominantly see at the Bridge? At the Bridge, we target a lot of articulation difficulties. So as Robin said, the seep for sheep or wed for red, also commonly known as baby talk. We see a lot of language difficulties, so difficulties in your receptive language, your comprehension, or your expressive language, the content, the grammar, your language forms. An example of that would be a child that says, my teeth fell out instead of my tooth fell out. So that's a little irregular plural correction that we could do. We also see a lot of auditory processing difficulties at the Bridge and a lot of early literacy and phonological awareness. We target mainly your auditory skills, so your rhyme, your segmentation, your manipulation, and we're going to give you a few examples of that a little later on.
At the Bridge School, we see a variety of children with many different barriers to learning. So our role changes based on the needs of the kid and the day of the week. At the school, we work very closely with the teachers and other therapists. And based on the child itself, that's how we determine the therapy plan. Sometimes therapy is a pull-out approach. We take the child out of the classroom and we see them either individually or in groups. Other times, therapy might be a jump-in approach, in which case we join the lesson with the teacher and we help the child continue and be functional in the classroom with some of our strategies that we give them. In addition to those things just mentioned, sometimes we also work with the OT. So sometimes the child is very dysregulated in their sensory system. So then it's important that I join an OT session, get them nice and regulated and get their brains ready for learning before they can take in what I'm about to give them. As you can see, therapy is very team-based. So working with the teachers, the other therapists, and the parents is really important for the child. And making sure that the parents can take these strategies home and implement them at the home really helps with generalization of the skills we teach them.
So why is speech therapy at the Bridge different? As you know, speech therapy and therapy in general is a big part of what we do here at the Bridge. We are fortunate enough to have easy, convenient communication between teachers, parents, as well as your child every day in their comfortable environment. We also have luxury facilities where we can treat the child with a variety of resources, assessment tools, and other professionals available readily to use in our sessions. And most importantly, we are here and we are able to watch your child grow and learn in their everyday comfortable environment. We can work with their teachers, their peers, as well as their other therapists. We ensure that we are able to cater for your child's every need as soon as it arises.
Something that you can do at home that is very cost-effective and very cheap is you can make little cards and you can write the baby letter and the big letter in the corner. So then you ask your child, what letter is this, Mokhale? Okay, good. This one is a?
Annie apple.
Okay, close. It's not Annie apple. Let's look at the picture on the back. This is a?
Puff for pizza.
It's a puff for pizza. Good. Then let's carry on.
Oh.
Good.
Eh.
Good. Ooh, what did I draw on the back? Oh, it's an E. Ice cream. This is your E for igloo or ice. So what you can do is you can then ask the child to draw pictures on the back that'll help them remember the sound that you are presenting to them on the front.
So another game you can do, or another task you can do with your child, is paired reading or reading time. You can do this before bed, you can do this in the morning, whenever is most convenient to you. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do some paired reading with our lovely little model. Let's start. The animals are playing in the sunny garden. Can you count 4 fish in the pond? Let's count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well done. And can you find another fish or another animal? Find another animal. Well done. What is that?
A bunny.
A bunny. And what's the first sound you hear in the word bunny? Well done. So what we did was we pointed to the words as we were reading. We incorporated some counting, some looking for another animal, some initial sound identification, and also just a lot of visual stimuli. Another activity you can do is a game of I Spy. This is so easy to do in the car or maybe at the shopping mall. You can do it like this. Okay, I spy with my little eye something beginning with the letter
Flower.
Ah, right, well done.
Something else that I really like to do with books, my favorite author is Julia Donaldson. Her books are beautifully illustrated and they include a lot of rhyme. Her books are really nice because you can open the first page and you can talk about what you think is going to happen. So let's predict. I see a wood. I don't know what's going to happen, but the front page I see a monster hiding there. So we can talk about what we think will happen. Her books also have a lot of rhyming words. The sentences are short, the pictures are engaging, and you can ask your child, look at this picture. How do you think the fox felt when he saw the Gruffalo has all these scary features. So that's also important for your child to pick up the social context of books. Other books that are really nice that have rhyme include Dr. Seuss. Everything in this book rhymes, and it's really nice because it allows your child to get that auditory bombardment of rhyme. Something that you can do when you're reading it to your child is some strategies. Feel free to use visualization. Ask your child to picture in their head, what are they hearing? That'll help them recall details for later. Something else is chunking. So let's group all the things that should be together. So in the Gruffalo, we're talking about his teeth and his snout and his claws. These are all features about him. Another thing we can do is we can paraphrase. Retell me the story how you remember it, and then supplement their information where they are missing out on certain details. And another thing you can do is you can repeat the story to them. Lots of repetition really exposes them to a lot of narratives and texts.
So let's touch a little bit on articulation and fluency. Have you noticed that your child is saying words incorrectly, like wed for red, as Robin mentioned earlier on? If your child says a sentence such as, "Oh, there's a red bus," you don't have to make them aware of their error. All you can do is model the correct form and the correct pronunciation by saying, "Ah, there's a red bus." What if your child stutters or presents with any disfluencies? For example, a stutter would present as, "I am tired." Don't make your child aware of the stutter. All you have to do again is model the correct form with a slower pace. "Ah, I am tired. I am also feeling tired today."
We hope that the strategies that we've given you really help increase the time that you spend with your children and make it a little bit more meaningful.
Thank you for joining us today, and I hope that we've given you some insight into speech therapy and what we can offer you here at The Bridge.
Don't be afraid to ask us for any help or contact us for further information should you need it.
Hi, welcome to the Bridge School, where we are committed to excellence in education.
So the Bridge School for Assisted Learning is a school for bright children, children who may have barriers to learning such as anxiety, concentration problems, maybe even dyslexia, motor problems, perceptual problems, all those kinds of barriers. So we at the Bridge School want to assist your child to overcome those barriers. So we have specialized staff on board, we have therapists, we have occupational therapists, speech therapists, physiotherapists, all the therapists you may require.
I came to the Bridge because sometimes I struggled a little bit with school, and it's helped so much coming to the Bridge. It's worked so much more.
Here at The Bridge, we offer specialized classroom environments to suit your child's needs. We have smaller classrooms than you would in a mainstream school.
In my old school, there were too much of classmates because there are 30 classmates, because I keep on getting distracted.
We look at specific learner profiles for your child. We then decide if your child would need certain therapies. So we would look at language, which would include speech therapy, OT, or physiotherapy.
At the Bridge, our teachers all have qualifications related to whether it be inclusive education or remedial education, and it is also a requirement that they keep up to date with those qualifications.
Should your child need any extra assistance in the classroom or in the field of academics, we offer academic support classes in the afternoons. When a child is identified with extra learning barriers, they then come into the IP classroom environment. IP stands for Individualized Educational Program. A multidisciplinary team gets together. That would include the therapist, the teacher, as well as the parents, and we work on developing a program for the child. So, for example, if a child really battles to write, in the program we will then put things together or in place for them where they will use a laptop, for example, and rather type instead of write. So IP is designed to the child's specific needs.
I like the Bridge because I can do fun activities. I like the Century Garden because the beautiful flowers, and there's a lot of stuff to do there.
Along with the academic support, the senior primary children also have the opportunity to get involved with other activities at our MIC building, which is the Multiple Intelligence Center. Here, they will upskill themselves in robotics and coding, as well as our science club, and at times we will also improve on our culinary skills.
At the Bridge, we offer many cultural activities for our children. Some of these include the Eisteddfod, dancing, drama and arts. We also have music, chess and yoga.
The best thing about the Bridge is I like to play soccer here. I like sports because it's exercising and it makes you more stronger.
We feel that it is important to have a well-rounded child here at the Bridge. Therefore, we encourage each learner to take part in at least one extracurricular activity per term. These sports include soccer, swimming, tennis, netball, athletics and cross-country.
I like how you don't feel pressured anymore and you can just let all your feelings go.
Often students will thrive at the Bridge because they are seen as individuals. We will know who they are, why they may feel down or despondent or irritated on a day.
It's okay if you feel upset, because at my last school I didn't feel like I need to let it out as much, and now I'm just all chilled about it and it's okay.
It is one of the goals at the Bridge to assist our children to return to mainstream education if possible. So we follow mainstream CAPS curriculum as far as we can, and we would like to assist your child to be able to rejoin the mainstream classroom in time to come.
What I like about the teachers because they're friendly and they help me in school. They're so caring and they care for you and they're kind and they tell you how awesome you are, and it feels really nice.
At the Bridge, our approach is to allow our children to think differently if necessary. Some of them have strength in certain areas, some of them have weaknesses in other areas. We would like to take away the stigma of the idea that there is a deficiency. It's rather a difference, not a deficiency. So we have strengths, we have weaknesses, and the whole approach, the neurodiverse approach at the school, is such that we would like to bring out both the strengths and help children with weaknesses. I hope you've had a worthwhile tour of the Bridge. I would like you to see the Bridge as we see it every day. If you feel that your child may be a candidate for our school, please come and see us. Come and have a cup of coffee. I'd like to take you on a tour of the school just to show you what we do. For me, it's always about coming to see a school during the day so that you can see what we do at school every day. Hopefully, we'll see you soon.
When I wake up in the morning, I feel happy because I get to play and do maths and do art and play with my friends and get smarter.